A very warm welcome to all my listeners on my channel Alisana's audiobook. Today I will read a very famous book and the book name is Heart Lamp. So you know why this book is very famous because this book's author name is Banu Mustaq and the book is translated by Deepa Basti and Banu Mustaq she is International Booker Prize winner of this year. So let's see why this book is so famous. Let's get started. First chapter of this book, and first chapter name is Stone Slabs for Saista Mahal. So let's get started. Concrete jungle from the flamboyant apartment building selected like matchboxes to the sky from the smoke spewing horn blaring vehicles that were always moving day and night, and if constant movement was the only goal in life, then from people with no love for one another, no mutual trust, no harmony, no smiles of recognition even. I had desperately wanted to be free from such a suffocating environment. So when Mujahid came with news of his transfer, I was very happy truly. Arey, I forgot. I should tell you all about Mujahid. No, Mujahid is my home person. Oh, that sounds odd. A wife is usually the one who stays at home, so that makes her the home person. Perhaps then Mujahid is my office person. Che, I have made a mistake again. The office is not mine after all. How else can I say this? If I use the term Yasman and call him owner, then I will have to be a servant as if I am an animal or a dog. I am a little educated. I have earned a degree. I do not like establishing these owner and servant roles. So then, shall I say Ganda for husband? That also is too heavy a word, as if a Gantra, a big disaster awaits me. But why go into all this trouble? You could suggest that I use the nice word pati for husband. Then again, no women who comes to your house introduces her husband saying, "This is my pati," right? This word is not very popular colloquially. It is a very bookish word. If one uses the word pati, there comes an urge to add devru to it, a common practice equating one's husband with God. I am not willing to give Mujahid such elevated status. Come to think of it, for us, that is for us Muslims, it is said that other than Allah above, our Pati is God on earth. Suppose there comes a situation where the husband's body is full of sores with pus and blood oozing out from them. It is said that even if the wife uses her tongue to lick the wounds clean, she will still not be able to completely repay the debt she owes him. If he is drunkard or a womanizer, or if he harasses her for dowry every day, even if all these ifs are true, he is still the husband. No matter which religion ones belong to, it is accepted that the wife is the husband's most obedient servant, his bonded laborer. By now, you must have understood what my relationship with Mujahid is. At the same time, you must have understood what I think about all this. It is not my mistake. When Mujahid, that is my life companion, got transferred, we moved into beautiful quarters at the Krishnaraj Sagar Dam project. He then left me with the jackfruit and lemon trees, the dahlia, jasmine, chrysanthemum, and rose plants in the front yard, and the curry leaves, bean plants, and bitter gourd creepers growing in the back. He, on the other hand, was occupied for 28 out of 24 hours every day, either working at the office or doing research at the Karnataka Engineering Research Station. It is the same now too. A cool breeze is tickling my body and mind since I don't have anyone to talk to. I am sitting here in the middle of the garden and ranting about this so called husband to you all. But array, what is this Mujahid scooter that too at this time of the day? I looked at the clock. It was only 5 o'clock. I raised my eyebrows. I did not move from my seat. Mujahid flashed his teeth. I imprisoned mine tightly behind my lips. He bowed down, placed the helmet on my head, pulled me up by the hand, and said, quickly, I will give you 8 minutes. You have to get ready by then and come out. If you don't, Hold on minute. Let me tell you the whole story. We are newlyweds. If I have to be specific, we have been married for 10 months and 13 days. Mujahid has tried a few gimmicks before this. One day he tried very hard and braided my hair, sticking 118 pins into my head to hold it up, satisfied that it looked very good. He even took a photo. I looked like a monkey. Another day he tried to get me to wear trousers, but even his loosest pair burst out of their seams and he had to give up trying. Then he tried to encourage me to smoke so that people would think of him as a very social liberal person. I get very irritated when other people smoke, so instead of blowing out the smoke, I held it in and acted like I couldn't stop coughing and that I was finding it hard to breathe. Poor thing, he was so upset. But all these disasters passed within 3 months of our wedding, and we are a very normal couple now. Can I ask where we are going? Yes, you can ask. There is a man called Iftikhar Ahmed at the Belagula factory. I met him only 8 days ago. He has invited us to his house today. To Belagula, Mujahid replied. I didn't take me even 8 minutes to come out. Chelua rushed behind me and stood near the gate. He was happy when I told him, don't cook anything for dinner. I will come back and cook myself. It seemed like Mujahid was also in a good mood that day. He rode the scooter very slowly. Listening to him whistle a Hindi song, I wondered if I should tickle him, but by then we had reached the Belagola circle. When our scooter approached the house, the man standing outside smiled and opened the gate wide for us. I got down and walked up the path. The compound alone was bigger than our quarters. When I saw all the amenities there, I wondered whether we were in a garden or a park. On each side of the footpath stood a guava tree with iron ropes tying a swing to its thick branches. Jasmine creepers and varieties of rose plants bloomed around them. I was dumbstruck. I guessed that the man standing outside must be Iftikhar. Just then, the lady of the house came out, greeted us with a polite salam, and welcomed us to her home. Within just half an hour, Iftikhar Bhai and Saista Bhabhi were getting along with us so well. I was so surprised seeing Mujahid mostly talking to Saista Bhabhi. I thought I would tease him about it when we were alone. But when I realized that she was not only much older than Mujahid but also seemed pure hearted and without any ulterior motives, I didn't feel like making jokes about her. She was a very simple and open hearted soul and paraded all six of their children before us within a few moments. Three daughters, three sons. Apart from the eldest, Asifa, the rest were all like monkeys without tail, as if she had read my mind. Saita said, what to do, Jinat? I didn't do any planning. Before I even turned round to see what happened, I had had six children, and your Bhai Sahab came in the way, she said, cocking her head at Iftikhar. When I thought of getting an operation done now, I will certainly get it done after number 7. There is no need. Saista, I'm the raising them. Why are you worried? Thanks to God's grace, I earn enough to look after all of them well. Iftikhar interjected. Oh, is it enough to have sufficient earning? My sweet Asifa has had to say goodbye to her studies because of me. Do you know how much that pains me? It is not like that. I made her stop studying because girls do not need much education. A high school certificate is enough. There is no need for her to roam around a Masuru for college. We can get her married after next year, replied Iftikhar. Absolutely not. I got married when I was 20 years old. I have become a mother of six children over the last 17 years. If you get my daughter married off this early, Saista tailed off. Mujahid and I listened to all this quietly. Asifa, the topic of this discussion, was standing by the window, holding her brother to agitated me to look at her youthful beauty and listen to decisions being made about her future. Come to think of it, Saista was more attractive than me. Iftikhar got up as if he had just thought of something and said, oh Saista, you and Jinat Bhabi come out and sit here. I will pluck some flowers. Saista and I went out. Asifa had given her brother a bottle of milk and was patting him gently.
Saista sat on one swing while I sat on the other. I liked the swing very much and began to push it higher and faster. The joy of going up and kicking the ground again while coming down. Just then I saw Iftikhar Bhai begin to pluck teeny jasmine buds with a plastic basket tied around his waist. Musahid was playing with the kids in the front yard. A short while later, Iftikhar came and placed that plastic basket in his wife's hand and climbed up the guava tree. Saita sat on the swing and began to string the flowers together. Iftikhar brought guavas for me and Saista nudged his wife along so he might sit next to her on the swing and called out, Asifa, bring us some tea, dear. Asifa had just then put her brother to sleep and come out as standing by, quiet and hesitant since Mujahid was there too. She went in to make tea the moment she heard her father call. It was Iftikhar's 10th cup of tea in the hour we had been there. Saista divided the jasmine buds she had strung into two equal pieces and gave me one. She left the other hanging down from the crown of her head like a rope. It suited her thick, long braid. Asifa came and handed Iftikhar the cup of tea. It didn't seem right to me that Saista was ignoring her grown up daughter and adorning herself with so many flowers. Come here, Asifa. I called her and tried to give her my share of the flowers. She didn't accept them, but I forced her to sit next to me and tied them in her hair. The girl's eyes filled with tears and she disappeared inside the house, Iftikhar's empty teacup and saucer in hand. It was getting dark. Just as I was thinking of leaving, Iftikhar said, Jinat Bhabi, look here, I planted this guava tree for Saista. Every plant and flower here is favorite of hers. I grew this Anabi Sahi grapes creeper for her. These swings, she likes them very much. Iftikhar bhai, I feel very happy to see you both together. You seem to pay a lot of attention to Bhabhi's likes and dislikes. Not just this, if I were an emperor, I would have built a place to put even the Taj Mahal to shame and call it Sahista Mahal. Mujahid had by then stopped playing with the children. He came near us and halted him mid sentence. Oh, ho, stop Iftikhar, you don't know what blunder you are committing. The emperor built the Taj Mahal as a grave for his dead wife. May Allah give Bhabi a long life. She is sitting right in front of you, and you are talking about constructing a Saista Mahal? It seemed like Iftikhar faltered for a minute, but no one thinks of the Taj Mahal as a grave. They consider it a Muhabbat ki Nisani, a symbol of love. I said it in that sense. Mujahid didn't let the matter go and retorted. Yes, yes, a symbol of dead love. But love doesn't die, Mujahid. It doesn't, but this is all very firmly, bhai. If your mother dies, it is that of your mother's love too. You will not get that kind of love from anyone else. But if the wife dies, it is a different matter because one can get another wife. I was shocked at what Mujahid was saying. A teeny smile flashed across Aista's face. She sprang up and said, Yes, my grandmother used to say that when a wife dies, it's like an elbow injury for the husband. Do you know, Jeanat? If the elbow gets injured, the pain is extreme for one instant. It is intolerable, but it lasts only a few seconds, and after that, one does not feel anything. There is no wound, no blood, no scar, no pain. I didn't like where this conversation was going, but all of a sudden, Iftikhar got up, greatly agitated. He held Saista's hands and said, Saista, what are you saying? Every cell in my body is alive because of the strength of your name. Every heartbeat of mine is because of your energy and vigor. What you said, did those words come from your heart? Is that what you believe? I controlled my laughter with great difficulty. I remembered Saista mentioning that Iftikhar was 10 years older than her. This sight of a man near 50 trying to declare the immortality of his love like a teenager and her sitting like a queen and looking at him benevolently as if she would forgive every transgression was not one I was likely to see again. Mujahid finally broke into a wide smile. Saista giggled, overcome by shyness. We soon left. Since we had eaten a lot of Saista's house, Mujahid said that He didn't want dinner and just had a glass of milk. I felt the same, and there was no need to think about cooking. He sat down with a book to read, and although I was also flipping through an issue of Femina magazine, my thoughts were all about Saista's family. I know you are only pretending to read that magazine. Then tell me, what am I thinking about? Shall I tell you? You are thinking about Saista's youngest child, the one with black eyes and plump cheeks, replied Mujahid. Maybe, but more than that, I am thinking about what you said back there. I knew it. I knew you would worry too much about that. To be frank with you, Jeanette, you must understand the emperor who built the world famous memorial for love didn't die with his wife. There were innumerable women in his janana. It is not about the emperor. Okay, I will let the subject of Shahjahan go. Shall I talk about our modern Batha of love? Fundamentally, if the card needs the company of women, he has a special place for Saista because they have been getting along very well for many years. Whether it is Saista or Nargis or Mehrun. Enough, stop it. Even in 10 lifetimes, you will not be able to love me as much as if the car loves Saista. First of all, there is no concept of reincarnation for us. I don't believe in these things. Secondly, I am ready to show you 100 times the love if the car showers on Saista this very instant, no matter how much you protest. Before I had a chance to appreciate how cleverly he had changed the topic, Mujahid hugged me tightly and showered me with crazy love the animal. It was 9 in the morning that Sunday, and Mujahid was still in bed when Iftikhar came to our house with Saista. I told him that Mujahid was still sleeping, and they sat down, chatting with me. I brought hot samosas for them, but Iftikhar didn't eat even one. He piled his share on Saista's plate, drank only a cup of tea, and went to the market to buy vegetables. Saista, wearing a peacock colored sari and few pieces of jewelry, was looking especially beautiful. I placed our wedding album in her hands and went indoors. When I returned, she was looking at one of the photos pensively. It was my graduation photo, where I was wearing a gown. When I sat beside her she said, Jeanette, it is my wish to see Asifa also wear such a gown and get a photo taken like this. She passed her 10th exam in the first attempt. We didn't allow her to study further because there was no one else to look after the house and the children. Hire someone to help Bhabhi. There was no someone. She left saying she was going to visit her hometown and then never came back. Some agent sent her off to the mom. It seems I have not found anyone else. Asifa cannot continue her study this year anyway. At least let her join college from next year. I will do that. What is the use of torturing that poor young girl just for our convenience? Ayush, I had forgotten to ask, is it dangerous to get an operation done to avoid having children?
What is the danger in that, Bhabhi? On my mother's side of the family, three of my sisters in law and two elder sisters have got themselves operated on after having two or three children each. They are all well and healthy. Is that so? In that case, I will get an operation done this time. If you can come with me, even the little fear I have will go away. Bhabhi, you are looking so beautiful today. Please teach this Jinat also to dress up nicely like you, remarked Mujahid, coming out after having just woken up and teasingly pulled a chair to sit close to Saista. Hush, you naughty man, run away, you lazy fellow, Saista said, hitting him playfully on the back. I insisted that they stay for lunch. They accepted and left for Belagola only in the evening. My day in KRS were no longer as lonely as they had once been. I went to Saista's house whenever I felt like it. Time flew by when I played with her children. It was the same for Saista too. She wanted to give her children a good education, especially Ashifa, wanting to relieve her of household duties and let her get a degree. Aside from this, she had no other wants. She looked hale and hearty. Her face glowed. The lady doctor who examined Saista that day said that she still had some 15-20 days to go before she was due. That was why I invited everyone to our house that Sunday and insisted that they bring Asifa with them too. It was a happy day. I had a lot of work and not a moment to spare. As usual, Saista and Mujahid were teasing each other. Iftikhar trying to convince her of his eternal love, the noisy children, Asifa's silence, and her loneliness. By the time we had a grand feast amidst all this and said goodbye to them, it was past 9. Although I woke when the alarm rang at 5, I felt like wrapping the blanket tighter around me and sleeping some more. Then I heard the doorbell ring. Having no choice now but to get up, I came out wrapping a shawl tightly around myself and saw that it was Iftikhar. Arey Iftikhar bhai, come, how come you are here so early? I don't have time to come and sit bhabhi. After we left her, Saista got labor pains in the night at around 1. I took her to Masuru immediately in the factory jeep. She is at Silpa maternity home. She gave birth at 3. It is a baby boy. I felt like if the car blushed a little one when he said this. I felt very happy. Oh, it had been years since I last saw a newborn and participated in all festivities around a birth. I left Iftikhar right there and rushed to Mujahid and sleeping Kumbhakaran. I threw away the blanket, trying to shake Mujahid away. Get up quickly, please. Saista has given birth to a baby boy. You are still asleep? Mujahid pulled me into a tight hug and murmured, I promise, Jinat, whether you have a boy or a girl, I will certainly not sleep all night. I will just sit and stare at you, baby. Too. How shameless you are. If Tekar Bhai is outside, get up and go talk to him. By the time I brought a cup of tea, Iftikhar had already smoked 4 5 cigarettes. Handing him the cup, I asked Saista's Bhabi, health is fine, I hope. It is okay, but there was some problem. The doctor had said that she might need a blood transfusion. Later there was no need for that. Saista is very weak though. I will take your leave now. If the car said, setting the cup down and getting up even before lazy Mujahid could come out. Mujahid and I left for Masuru. He continued teasing me all the way, saying that if it was my baby, he would do this, he would do that, he would raise the child himself, and so on in that way. When we reached the nursing home, we saw that Iftikhar's entire family had gathered there. Asifa had collected all the children outside since they had been making noise indoors. She smiled seeing us when I asked her, how come you are looking so happy? She replied, the baby is very cute, Bhabhi. You will also be very happy when you see him. The baby was really very cute, soft and pink like a rose. He was sleeping with his eyes tightly shut. Saista's lips had lost their color, and she smiled weakly. I sat next to her and picked up the baby. Saista Bhabhi, the baby might catch the evil eye. How have you managed to produce such beautiful children? I teased her. Don't worry, if you tell Mujahid, he will place a baby much cuter than this in your hand, she replied. That's all. That's all. Thanks for listening me carefully, and I hope you all are enjoyed this story. If you enjoy it, please thumbs up for next chapter's story of this book. Have a nice time.